Good afternoon and welcome to Pardon the Interruption. I'm Marcus Gonzalez. Alongside me is Steven Jimenez. And without further ado, we are going to get right in to our number one NBA midseason award. Stevie, who is your pick for the MVP? And I do not want to hear any bull about Anthony Davis. I don't.
All right, James Harden can step aside because there's someone else in this race that we need to talk about. Anthony Davis. After DeMarcus Cousins got injured, he's been having a dominant February, and I don't think there's any better player this month. And if he can lead his team to a fifth seed, he should be in that conversation for an MVP.
I don't want to hear anything about Anthony Davis. He's a stat pattern just like Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook didn't deserve the MVP. Anthony Davis doesn't deserve the MVP. If anyone but James Harden wins the MVP, it's a disgrace to the league. He's been snubbed twice. It does not need to happen a third time.
I think the only exception for a stat pattern needing to win MVP is if they lead their team to win. So how could the Pelicans win if they didn't have Anthony Davis?
How could the Rockets win if they didn't have James Harden?
Chris Paul.
Chris Paul cannot lead a team. He's never made it out of the first round in the playoffs.
All right. Well, I guess we should move on to our next discussion here about NFL draft prospects. Who do you think is going to go number one for quarterback?
Lamar Jackson deserves to go number one.
No, he's a wide receiver.
No, I don't care. He's not a wide receiver. He's the athletic quarterback that belongs in today's NFL. Dak Prescott thrives in that role. Cam Newton thrives in that role. Even Russell Wilson thrives in that role. They all came into the league not being great passers, and they've grown into that. And that's exactly what's going to happen with Lamar Jackson.
If he were to go to Cleveland, he'll be out of the league in 3 years. He won't succeed there.
No one is succeeding in Cleveland. No one.
All right, well, I think now we should talk about the real best prospect in the draft, Baker Mayfield. I think any franchise would want him.
He's too short. He does not belong in the NFL as a starting quarterback because he is too short and because he is out partying after every game, making a bad image for the team.
I think either way, anybody would want to see Baker Mayfield compete. He brings passion to the game that we haven't seen since maybe Brett Favre. He's going to bring money, fans, and more revenue to the team that drafts him.
Well, he can go compete for a team that I don't watch. Because I do not want to watch Baker Mayfield playing for my team 16 games a season. I don't.
All right, now we should probably talk about Zaza Pachulia, debatedly, what's it called?
Dirtiest player in the league? Is that what you're trying to say? Because he is definitely the dirtiest player in the league.
I think he's just clumsy, all right?
You know who else is clumsy?
Who?
Hassan Whiteside. Has he ever been called dirty?
No.
Has he ever injured anybody?
No, but that's because he's good. Zaza Pachulia has this false narrative going around that he's a dirty player, and that's only because he doesn't really bring anything else to a team.
This is ridiculous.
All right, on that play where he went under Kawhi Leonard's foot, he was just closing out. He just wanted to close out on the shot. And when he fell on Russell Westbrook's ankle, that was just because Nick Young tripped him.
All right, I can tell you never played basketball because in a closeout, you do not need to take that extra third step to step under someone. And you don't get kicked out by the knee from a little kick from Nick Young after you're already falling to the ground. Zaza Pachulia deserves to be fined, he deserves to be suspended, and he does not deserve to be starting for the Golden State Warriors.
All right, well, I think that's all we have for you today. Join us tomorrow for another episode of PTI. I'm Stevie Jimenez.
And I'm Marcus Gonzalez.
We'll see you tomorrow.